go.
What's up, Seekers and Seekettes? It's Markus back at it again with another video, and today we're going to be discussing Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. Now, is it the Ultimate Edition? Is it the worst edition? Well, I'm here to settle all claims and say that it is the Ultimate Edition, and it does in fact make the film better, and it actually makes people care about Batman and Superman, and a little more Superman, and a little more of the Africa scene, and a little more of this, and a little bit more of that, and a little bit more Lex Luthor, and a little bit more of everything, okay? This edition does clear up a lot of things. Does it clear up everything? Hell no. Of course not. But what this movie shows is that Warner Brothers has stripped away Zack Snyder of his ability to create a beautiful story and to add a lot more meat to the story than what they think he's just a visual director. He's not just a visual director. He has actually done so much more to this movie that WB was like, you know what? We need more Batman, less Superman. We really don't understand this character that much. Even though he killed it with Man of Steel, we're just going to strip away more of the Superman scenes that he knows Superman is. Blah, 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 blah. So, what do I think of this film? The Ultimate Edition? Like I said, it adds a lot more meat and potatoes to the film. And if you hated it, you're still going to hate it. If you loved it, you loved it. If you're in the middle, it's going to sway you a little bit more to love it. So, without further ado, let's get into a couple things that this movie actually expanded upon. First of all, the Africa scene. They stripped away so much of the Africa scene in this film that I can't even go on to describe how much they actually took apart. They took away. They took away the part of where Jimmy Olsen introduces himself to Lois Lane. Now, Lois doesn't know who Jimmy Olsen is prior to this movie. She's questioning who he is and stuff like that. Do I really think that's Jimmy Olsen? Hopefully not. Hopefully not, because he is an FBI. He is part of the FBI. And I'm thinking that that's happened to have just been a stage name for him, and it's not the real name he's given. I'm hoping we get to see the real Jimmy Olsen, who was best friends with Superman, yada yada yada. They do fun stuff together. I was really hoping they're going to get to that. I am still hoping they're going to get to that, because I don't believe that actually was Jimmy Olsen. They may have just teased the fact that, yeah, he's a photographer, but he's also an FBI agent, so it may have been a cover-up. Just fan theory here. Hoping. Next. What they add upon is more action sequences with Superman, and they add so much more to why people in Africa think that Superman killed all of them. Now us as fans and us as moviegoers who were just sitting in the theater and saw that part where Superman took out, I'm pretty sure he just straight up killed him. I hope he didn't, but I'm pretty sure he did. Where Lois is being held at gunpoint and he takes out that one African tribe leader, takes him out, and movie cuts from there. And then we get to, I think it was the court scenes or after that. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what it was. But this film actually lets you know who exactly did everything. I mean, obviously you see the guy, the terrorists, start shooting people from the tribe and whatnot. And might I add, they do add blood and gore into this. So with every bullet that comes flying, there is blood splatter everywhere. That's just something that they added in the CGI post-production of the film. Was it necessary? No. Is it kind of cool? Yeah. Everybody likes a little bit more blood nowadays, and especially in a rated R film, you're gonna want a little bit more buckets of blood. Next, what they do with the bodies. So the head honcho, the man that has a flamethrower who's getting ready to burn Martha, he has that flamethrower in the very beginning of the film, and what he does with that flamethrower is they kill all the bodies, and they put them in a giant pile. And what they do is he gets that flamethrower, and oh yeah, he hoses those guys down and burns them alive. Or not alive. He just burns them to a crisp. So it would appear as though Superman had used his laser beams and burned the city. Now, would the FBI investigators have seen the bullets that were in the people and yada yada yada, and would Superman ever use guns? No, he's too powerful, he doesn't need to use guns. That logic isn't still explained, but I want to say that maybe the bodies were just burned so badly that they just automatically assumed, hey, if Superman did this, let's blame him for it. He was here, let's blame him for it. Now, we're going to also expand upon the woman who is seen speaking at the trials. She just had that one scene where she's actually in the trial, and then she has another scene where she's talking about how he doesn't even answer to God and stuff like that. We get a lot more of this woman and it helps clear so many things up. It shows her and her family, they're all crying and screaming and during that Africa scene. But she goes on to expand and talk more about Superman and just how much that she's affected his family, that her family's actually dead at this point, and that he has no remorse for humanity and nothing like that. He didn't care one bit about what he was doing, and he just went ahead and just wiped them all out. Now, what you come to find out throughout this film, she was a paid actress by Lex Luthor himself to frame Superman. She was a paid actress to frame Superman. She wasn't just some African lady who was just trying to be a dick to Superman and say, hey, you know what, he wronged my family, he did this, he did that. I'm sure people got angry and upset about that because, hey, she's part of that tribe. She saw all the gunmen shoot everybody, and Superman, I don't know exactly where Superman was at this moment. But for a fact that she is the actress. She tells the senator, hey, look, I was paid by Lex Luthor. Everything I said was fake. Don't take anything I said for the truth. It's all fake. It's all paid for. It's all an act. And what's really interesting is that the fact that the way that she comes about it is that the guilt is just starting to eat her up inside. She says, you know what, I didn't do this. I can't be blamed I can't be the person to blame for Superman being down on himself for it. And it does show that she even acknowledges that Superman was actually helping, because let me expand upon that Africa scene. There is a point to where a nuke is being shot off, and the nuke is going right for the tribe. I believe it's going to hit straight for the tribe so that they can wipe out all the terrorists that are there. And Superman does realize that, hey, if they're going to wipe out all these terrorists, that nuke is going to also wipe out all of the people that aren't affiliated with the terrorists at all. So I'm going to try and save these people. What he does, there is a nuke that is just flying at him, and he flies directly right back at it, and boom, shit explodes, and he just flies right through it. He flies right through it. Now, there's a big old smirk on that one guy's face, the guy with the flamethrower. There's a big old smirk on his face. I'm thinking that's a diversion, so that way he still has enough time to blame Superman for everything that has gone on in Africa. Let me just say that I don't know why in the hell WB stripped all of that stuff away in the beginning. It shows Superman being Superman, saving people. It shows so much more to the story. It adds why people think Superman is the one who attacked the village and yada yada yada. Oh, Warner Brothers, holy shit. God damn it, Warner Brothers. Oh, okay. Next. Let's talk about, what else is there to add? Let's talk about just some added little bits and pieces that they decided to just throw in there. There is a little bit more of the nightmare sequence. Nothing really big. It's just a couple scenes of just, little extra camera angles here and there of trucks and vans and Batman being Batman. I think the fight where he's taking on all those Superman soldiers and the parademons, I think that's expanded upon just a little bit, just a smidge, but not too much. And let's also talk about the Bat Butt. This might be the main reason as to why Batman and Superman was given a rated R release, because Zack Snyder couldn't get enough of Batman butt, Batfleck butt, Batfleck cheek. All right, there is a full-blown nude scene of Ben Affleck. Now, to all the women out there, yes, it is a gorgeous view. Was it necessary? No, but it just shows how ripped and how much of a godlike figure this man looks like naked. All right, so hey, I applaud you. It's no Gone Girl. It's no Gone Girl. You don't see any peep, but it is in fact Ben Affleck naked, and you see his buns. So let's put the lid on that one and get back onto the actual film, other than Ben buns. Next, we're going to talk about, they add a little bit more to the Lois and Superman thing where she's in the tub, and you see it once again for the ladies. This is all for the ladies. Henry Cavill shirtless, takes off his shirt, starts making out with Lois a little bit, smoochy, and then cuts to Superman actually watching the TV, and he sees that African woman again, and it's actually an extended version of the African woman speaking, and she's talking about how I don't know, I forgot exactly what the sentences were, but she keeps going on to rip on Superman and how he murdered her family and took apart the village and whatnot. And once again, these are things that just desperately needed to be into the film. Don't know why. WB once again. I'm sorry. I can't blame Zack Snyder because this is his edition and you guys took away so much. I honestly think that this is the version that the people, we've heard rumors where the WB board gets up and gives a standing ovation and claps. Now, was it standing ovation and clap worthy? I thought so because I love the movie, and just to see the Trinity take on Doomsday, I thought that was just enough for me to, give it a great review. But this version didn't deserve it. I mean, I gave it high praise. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I will go on record to say that it was because I was fanboying out. But I still loved it. Still loved it. This version just makes you add on even more of how much I loved it because it shows Zack Snyder didn't ruin the film. It was Warner Brothers. I'm sorry, guys. I honestly just can't go on enough about how much Warner Brothers has truly butt-fucked Zack Snyder, bent him over, have all the fans say, you know what, this man is awful. This man does not need to be in control of the DC Cinematic Universe. Because everybody complained and bitched, now we're going to get a lighthearted Justice League film. Do I have any problem with that? God, no. God, no. But the fact that if everyone seems to be thinking that they morphed around what the fans are saying, it's probably true. It's probably true. I just hope that they can stick to their nads and go on with what they were going to be doing, the original movies that they're going to be making and the ideas that they had for it. Because I really don't want them to just strictly just go in for what the fans say because, sometimes fans are just stupid. They're just stupid, okay? Sometimes, like myself, I'm stupid most of the time. I'm just saying, go with what you guys were going with. I really like everything that you guys have done. Now, what else they have added? What else did they add? With the African woman. They add a part to where she actually goes ahead. Once again, she talks to the senator and says, hey, you know what? I was set up by Lex Luthor. I've come clean. I washed my sins away. This is terrible. I'm sorry what I did. The guy with the flamethrower, you see he's following her to the train station. And this is pretty crazy. He sees her and she's standing there waiting for the train. She's got a real sad look on her face, like I can't believe I put Superman through all this stuff. And when you know what he does? He sees the train coming, whoop, shoves her right into the train, kills her. Created it just like an accident. Made it look just like an accident. And so she's no longer in the film after that. And that just adds even more to the story of, why she wasn't actually able to come out and say, hey, listen, Superman didn't do any of this, yada, yada, yada. Because maybe you'd think towards at the end of the film when he does sacrifice himself that she says, you know what, Superman did nothing of that. I'm sorry, forgive me. It was all just a big lie. Now we know she has died. And when the senator finds out, she can't say it, she's getting ready to, she dies as well in the explosion from the wheelchair man. Wally, I believe his name is. Now, they do expand on the whole Wally situation. They show Lois actually being Lois and a reporter. Ooh, that's another big thing. They add so much to Lois Lane being Lois Lane, the reporter side. They show her, going in and trying to figure out what was actually going on in the Africa scene. She actually gets the bullet and she takes it to Jenna Malone's character, who I believe is a Star Labs, FBI investigator. I'm not exactly sure. I want to say she's something around that, like a little tech junkie. She doesn't have that big of a role. We all thought she was going to be Batwoman or at least Barbara Gordon, and turns out she's not. She is actually just a forensic scientist, but what she does is pretty important. She confirms that the bullets are from Lex Luthor. They're not from the military, like I said. It's all Lex Luthor. And what she also confirms for her part is that the wheelchair that Wally exploded in was in fact lined with lead. That is huge because we're all thinking to ourselves, what the hell? Did Superman just not even see it, or couldn't even hear what was going on in that wheelchair that's literally probably 20 feet away from him? This clears everything up. I don't even know why I didn't even add this all together to say, oh, maybe it's lead. Zack Snyder, you've done it again, sir. It was lined with lead. It was lined with lead. Now, to people who don't really know comics that well, just letting you know, Superman can't see or hear through things lined with lead. Just can't do it. Don't know why. Don't ask me to give you a scientific explanation. No idea. It's just lead is just one of his downfalls. That adds so much, again, meat and potatoes to this film. God, Zack Snyder, you've done it in WB. You have actually ruined and fucked this film. Anyway. So, yeah, that's my rant on that. I'm going to try and end on the WB rant and just keep talking about the film. So, with Wally and the wheelchair thing, Lois Lane actually has a chance to go to his house and actually see, did he plan this? Did he know he was going to die? In the movie, when you're watching the regular edition, you have no idea if he knows or not. No idea. But with this extended edition, you see Lois Lane, she goes to the house and she sees like all the crazy stuff that's going on in his house, and she takes a moment to look at the fruit. And when she looks at the fruit, she goes, this is like a brand new orange. Well, why? She opens the fridge. All of his stuff has just been recently purchased from the grocery store. Now, does it make sense to buy shit from a grocery store when you know you're going to die? Of course not. Why would you blow more money for something that you don't even know you're going to need later on? It was confirmed that he doesn't know what the fuck was going on, and he just died out of, randomness from Lex Luthor. Thanks, Lex, you giant dick. Which just also adds on to show that, Lex Luthor, he's crazy, he's dark. He didn't plan this with this guy. He just straight up wanted to kill him to make a statement and show that Superman is just a piece of shit. Even though there's nothing to show that Superman's a piece of shit, he's actually trying to do good, and everyone is just thinking that he's just totally a hole in this film. But, as I'm speaking here, with the explosion scene, you get to see a side of Superman that was really, really, really important to everyone, including myself in the movie. When that explosion scene happens in the regular cut, he just flies away, nothing. Doesn't even try and save anybody that might still be a survivor. In this edition, he's actually seen saving one person. Now, does that mean he just saved one person? No. He probably flew multiple times. They just don't want to have to show 50 times of him flying in and out, in and out, in and out to save these people. He saved one woman, but I'm assuming he has saved more, okay? There's no need to be critical on this. He probably saved more. And then he gets that one moment with the ambulance guy saying, hey, you know what, man, like, we got this, we got it all taken care of, we appreciate it if you're not here. And just the look on Superman's face when he's seeing all these people that are dead, that are cut up and bruised and hurt really bad, like body limbs taken off, you see how much it affects him. That's huge. That was an enormous little emotional roller coaster for him. And it added so much more to the Superman character. It added so much more. I mean, yeah, when we get that Superman explosion scene, and he's in there and he's just looking around and he's just got tears coming down his face. Yeah, that also showed that he was in, great remorse about this, but this expanded upon it. This shows that he actually did care and he did want to help save more people, but he was actually just kicked out because of everyone that was at Congress who, like, didn't want him or did love him. He just flew away right after, but he did save people. He did. Now, everyone's talking about the whole Steppenwolf scene. That was the only scene that was added. Now, what I did notice in that scene is if you look close enough, there is blood all within that chamber, all within the Genesis chamber. Now, do I think Lex Luthor was like just giving more and more blood, more and more blood so we can get more and more information? Maybe. Where did that blood come from? I mean, nothing really went on there. I mean, yeah, Doomsday cracked out of his shell and he went to go fight Superman, but it wasn't bloody. I mean, this looked like straight up blood. I don't know what exactly they were going for with this, but like I said, there is blood and there is Steppenwolf and there are the 3 mother boxes. The 3 mother boxes are in there. And just as I explained in my Justice League video to talk about for the movie for next year, it's going to be from the Atlanteans, the Amazonians, and Earth. So I'm really excited to see how they incorporate that Steppenwolf character into Justice League. What else did they add upon? Oh, okay. This is my final thing I'm going to add here. So what they expand upon is the scene with Lex and Batman in the prison. You get confirmation from Lex that he knows for a fact Batman is Bruce Wayne. He just straight up says it. Talks about the Wayne Manor and stuff like that. And then this is just the big fanboy moment right here, okay? Batman's got the brand in his hand, and I need to talk about that. I'm sorry. I'll elaborate on that. But Batman's got the brand, and he's looking him in the eye. He tells him, "Hey, I've got friends in Arkham who are going to wreck your shit. Don't take it lightly. I'll fuck you up, and so will they." And he leaves. Now, that's just paraphrasing, putting in short context. Sorry, Batman doesn't cuss, only kills. Kidding. Anyway, Arkham Asylum is a place. It exists within this universe, and it was just a nice way to add the name in the movie, and to give fans, just a little taste of what's to come. And I'm thinking Arkham Asylum is going to be in the Suicide Squad movie. 1 month away, should be a lot of fun. Now, what they also added on, I can't believe I forgot this. They add on the brand. Oh, I also forgot, man. I'm sorry. I'm just going right off what's going on top of my head. I don't have any of this stuff written. Okay, I'm not that good at this video making stuff. Next, what they add upon is the Bat brand. Now, we get the character who's got branded by Batman, and they basically tell you that this is a sign of death, and that Batman is the judge, jury, and executioner. And I believe we get a scene where that guy is going into jail, he's being processed, and he gets thrown into the prison yard. And I believe it's one of Lex's guys. I want to say it's one of Lex's guys. He knows he's got the brand. He takes a shank and just pins him against a wall and kills his ass because then the guy already knew. He's like, hey, if they know I have this, I'm automatically assumed dead. He dies. He gets shanked. Pretty messed up. And to elaborate on more Batman stuff and to figure out more of why Batman is Batman, Clark Kent, not Superman. Clark Kent gets more screen time. Well, so does Superman. God, see, I'm already forgetting so many things. Next, so Clark Kent is seen being Clark Kent, doing the investigative reporting stuff. He goes to see about the African woman and tries to find her, but he can't find her. And this is before she's dead, so she's just out there running around trying to be safe from everybody. And he comes into contact with a guy who's scratching his lottery ticket, and he goes on to tell him that the Batman is just a crazy dude. He's reckless. He's ruthless. And he goes on to waste his lottery ticket in creating a Batman-shaped logo on there. Was it worth it? I don't know. But he also goes on to talk to the victim of the man who got shanked in the prison, his wife, or maybe not his wife, his baby mom or something like that. I don't know. But they go on, and she talks about how you can't stop a man like Batman with your fists. Like your journalism isn't going to stop him at all. It's your fists. Your fists are going to stop him, not your words and not your journalism. Had to clear that up. Yeah, so I mean, you get to see a little bit more of why Batman is Batman. He's a crazy ass. He's not going to come down. He's not going to stop for anybody. He's just going to keep ruining and wrecking and causing mayhem all over the place. Now, a couple scenes that we get with Superman are you get him talking to his mother. It's a real nice little emotional scene. He's talking about as to why if his dad ever wanted to move out of Kansas, and I think it's just because all this stress and all this hate is getting to Superman. He just wants out. He just wants to leave, And then there's this also one point where right before he goes to talk to his father, it's actually a pretty good scene. It's really, really good. He's seen climbing the mountain, and there are these two villagers there, and they're saying that, hey, what's he doing? There's a, I don't know, like these are like very, I don't know, there's something to where he knows the fact that he's gonna die, and they acknowledge the fact, like, yeah, he's definitely come here to die. That's a pretty heavy hitting scene, because that just means Superman literally has just given up, and I've tried everything I can for these people, and I'm still not getting any love or remorse, and I'm trying so hard to please these people that he's literally just succumbed to his death, and he wants to just admit, I've tried and I give up. That's essentially what it is. But then obviously he has to talk with his dad, then he gets back to kicking ass. So yeah, guys, I mean, I just literally took random pieces from every part of this film and threw them all together. Now, were they in chronological order? For love of God, no. I'm just here. All I did was watch the movie, come here, sit on my chair, come here, set up my computer, and this is what you got. Once again, we're not a high budget thing, but you know what? We try to deliver the best and most beautiful content with the most beautiful of people, me and Alex ourselves. We try and deliver the best, and if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please like and subscribe. Someone may like it. Please, just like and subscribe and share. And go like our Facebook page as well. Did you like the Ultimate Edition? Did you think it was the ultimate shit of an edition? Did you think it was even better than what other people are saying about this movie? And yes, like I said before, if you loved it, you loved it. If you hated it, you hated it. If you're neutral, you might be more swayed to like it. Yeah, that's exactly how I worded it. But anyway, this is Markus Navo, and I'm signing off, guys. Adios.